Today is his biggest match later on in the day, 10-2 against C. McHugh. So we're going to see
McHugh.
if they're both still undefeated when we get there, who the top dog really is.
That's going to be an interesting match, and Will and I are both talking before.
If he can take advantage, I know McHugh's probably not happy about that last match win. If that's affecting him mentally and 10-2 can take advantage of that, that would really help him. But you're right, he's got to win one of these two matches, and this is the hardest challenge that he will face probably in the entire North American region.
Yeah, 10-2 has to be feeling good at 5-0, and he knows this match is super important, so
What a tornado!
Tornado right there.
But the Battle Ram hits!
The Battle Ram will connect, but Ice Spirit and Executioner will clean that up, and Skeletons will distract the Night Witch, distract the Night Witch so it wouldn't lock on. But I thought the Executioner was going to be able to clean up the Night Witch and the Bandit, but Bandit took it down before it did, so the Ice Golem had to come down from CMC.
The timing was a little unfortunate on the tornado. What you really want to do is you want a tornado right before the Executioner throws, so that throw hits everything. The Executioner was locked into the animation, attacking kind of forward ahead of him, and that tornado wasn't as effective as it could have been.
Yeah, Night Witch Graveyard coming out, but a defensive poison right here from 10-2, and that's going to help defend against his Graveyard exceptionally well. Only taking, probably the damage from the poison.
Yeah. And the Executioner, of course, counters the Night Witch and allows for the split push here.
Yeah, the Ice Spirit only locks onto the Battle Ram. The Executioner will clean this Battle Ram Bandit push. The Bandit's going to lock onto the Executioner, but the Executioner will clean it up.
Yeah, no damage is dealt, but really getting the Executioner down to half health, that pays dividends, because if you ignore this Executioner, he's going to do significantly less damage on the counterattack. It may not be worth it to even defend it. Just take the one swing.
Yeah, he's going to take the one swing and let it go. Ice Golem Graveyard coming out from CMC. And these Skeletons
he's counting.
Oh, yeah.
I think he counted and realized 10-2 didn't have poison in hand.
Yeah, he had to have. And these Skeletons are building up quite a bit, even with the Zap. Now, in that situation where you have Zap to counter Graveyard, do you let the Skeletons build up quite a bit, or do you do what 10-2 did and kind of take it out early to try to negate as much damage and hope RNG is in your favor?
I tend to do it early, and I don't know if that's the right play. I think it's worth it to take the extra like 100 or 200 damage and let it go. Man, these Executioner tornadoes on both sides are just lethal. It's so hard to get an attack through, and that's why Executioner Tornado was probably one of the most popular two-card combos this entire turn.
Yeah, I think that was actually really good for CMC that the Executioner turned to the Miner there.
Yeah.
Because I think the Miner, if it was focused on the Executioner of 10-2, the Miner would have taken a lot more damage off of that tower.
One thing I'm noticing about McHugh is he's playing his Executioner up a lot farther, whereas 10-2's comfortable playing it back. It's like 10-2 knows that his opponent doesn't have a rocket, but McHugh's not totally convinced that there's not a rocket hiding around somewhere in this deck.
Yeah, 10-2 is splitting a lot of damage here. Both towers are looking pretty low. I wonder why that is. He could have minored the opposite side while everything was focused onto the Battle Ram.
I think he's just keeping the split push going, but you're right, that actually plays into McHugh's favor because he only needs to do 700 more damage, whereas even though 10-2 has dealt more, he's got to deal 1,500 to finish this game out.
Yeah, defensive poison coming out here. The Tornado's going to pull the Battle Ram back, but is it going to be enough? Yes, it is. And the Ice Golem, the Skeletons are still building up. 147.
It's a lot of barbs on it.
Are locked onto the tower. The Zap is going to come down at 10-2.
Oh, what a fist bump! He knows that he is just one game away from securing the first place so far in the. Oh, and hell, look at him! Shoulders back, swagger in arms, got the elbows ready, boxer's gloves up. I mean, 10-1. This guy is.
This is probably the most exciting match of the day.
It's definitely the one with the most stakes. If McHugh did not finish in the top two, I think that would be a huge upset for so many players watching. People expected him not just to finish in the top two, but win the whole North American region and potentially win the World Championships. And he will find himself not with preferential seeding unless he can pull out the next two games here.
Yeah, he's going to be in. CMC has a lot of pressure on him right now. The Battle Ram, the Zap is going to come down. If that Zap wasn't there, Battle Ram was connecting.
And unfortunately, the Poison had one tick left. It was able to clean out those bats, and that bats would have been real nice defending. Great Giant there. It's going to absorb all of the Bandit attacks.
The tower is focused onto the Miner, and the Giant's pushing the Bandit back out of tower range now.
Oh, wow.
So that Bandit is now healthy. The Mega Minion is going to lock on for a few shots and will take it down. If the Archers could have cleaned that up a little bit faster,
you're right.
That Battle Ram is coming back for some serious blood.
I think I just noticed McHugh is playing both Log and Zap in this deck. So it looks like it might be one of those triple spell Giant beatdown decks.
It could be. He could have Fireball in there. He might have expected 10-2 to maybe switch to a 3 Musketeer deck, but I think 10-2 is actually sticking with the same exact deck he played in Game 1.
I believe so. At least I haven't seen any cards that look dramatically different here.
Yeah, he has a Miner, Bandit, Night Witch, Battle Ram.
Really high cycle decks. Now, you heard Batman on the couch say that he likes these fast cycle decks because when every card is so low cost, even if you make one misplay, it's only 2 or 3 elixir you're out, and not the same kind of misplays you can make with 7 or 8 cost big tanks.
Yeah, so the Inferno Dragon's going to come out here. Tombstone down as well. The Archers will clean up this Inferno Dragon unless CMC does something to stop it, and it looks like he's not going to. It looks like he's just going to take it.
The Mega Minion comes in just a little too late. Enough damage is dealt to it that I don't think Mega Minion would be a threat if the tower could lock onto it.
The Battle Ram placed in the opposite lane. The Bandit doesn't take it down, but the Miner is getting some really good chip damage on that bottom right-hand side, and the Tombstone is able to clean up that giant Mega Minion push along with the tower.
And that's what makes Miner so powerful in these events, is if you have a 2 or 3 elixir advantage on your opponent, you can just convert that extra elixir into a Miner and be thrilled, like, oh, I did 500 damage to your tower, and you couldn't really answer it for equal or less elixir.
Yeah, Tintu was sitting on a little bit of elixir there. I don't think he knew what to do in that situation, but Poison's going to come down, so he has Poison, not Fireball. And the Giant's going to be able to connect here, but the Miner's doing some pretty good damage on the backside. A perfect log right there from CMC to take out the Tombstone. This Giant's going to get a lot of hits on tower, and he has a second Giant down.
Push.
This is huge.
Yes, I mean, we're 20 seconds away, and McHugh seems like he's finally gotten stable and control of the game. This Giant is full health as it locks onto the tower, and it looks like Tintu might drop this game.
Yes, CMC is going to be able to make a comeback. Tintu is, I don't think he knows what to do. The Miner's going to come down, but it's not going to be enough as the Bandit's going to charge in. And CMC was able to build up such a huge push that Tintu could literally do nothing. He's just nodding his head like, okay.
Not bad,
okay.
not bad. Yeah, all right.
I see you, CMC. We're going to game 3. We're giving the people what they want to see.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
No.
I want to see 3 games between these competitors, and after that first game, we go, wow, is Tintu going to sweep it? McHugh says, not so fast, buddy. In the entire tournament.
Yeah, so here's the Giant push that really did it. I think that Poison was on point for CMC. He was able to take out so many troops.
And there was a lot of just scraps there that
log.
helped. That one bat, look, there's one bat that has been around the whole time. It was cleaning up Tombstone skeletons. It cleaned up the Battle Ram. It only there goes down after like 10, 20 seconds. That singular bat probably contributed 1,000 damage across all targets.
Yeah, CMC's spell placement was absolutely phenomenal on that push. He has from CMC, Ice Spirit from Tintu. Neither player wants to fully commit. Night coming down from both players.
I think McHugh's playing his log bait deck.
Could we see a log bait mirror match?
Here's what I'm thinking. Tintu might have busted out. No, he didn't. I was going to say, Tintu could bust out Mortar, because if you think that McHugh is going to play the log bait deck, one of the worst matchups for that deck is a deck that's all over the ladder and non-existent in tournaments, Mortar. Mortar crushes log bait.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe we'd see that. Doesn't seem to be the case.
Graveyard coming out from Tintu.
I think we have Splash Yard out of McHugh.
Yeah.
And a
Bowler.
Splash Yard variant out of Tintu.
Yeah, so both players most likely, we know Tintu's playing Graveyard. CMC is most likely playing Graveyard as well.
That's really the only popular deck that has a bowler in it, but who knows? We could be surprised.
Could be a giant bowler.
You're right. I used to see Golem Bowler. That used to be a thing back then, but this is almost guaranteed
So yeah,
Splash
here's
Yard deck. And here
Graveyard,
comes the Graveyard. Now, will he tornado everything onto the King Tower to let the bowler get some extra hits?
Defensive poison from Tintu. Tintu knew he didn't want to overcommit on that push. He knew he wanted to save the poison for the Graveyard, so very smart play by Tintu. And this bowler is going to get shut down. Oh, the bowler gets a strike on the tower, and another one!
What? How? That is what makes bowlers so good in that deck, is that so many hit points. It's a better tank than Executioner. It's got a wider hitbox for its rock than the Executioner does. It's easy to tornado everything into the center and let the bowler get a bunch of hits, and we saw it right there. Bowler took like 2 hits that got onto the tower because the knight was in front of it.
Yeah, and bowler is actually a better match against Executioner.
Yeah.
Because bowler just knocks the Executioner back, and the Executioner doesn't have the range to hit the bowler every time.
Yep, and of course bowler has more hit points and does more damage, I believe, per shot. So it's like, in just a straight up stats match, the bowler has a huge lead.
Yeah, and now CMC plays a defensive poison here to defend against this Graveyard. The Night Witch is going to get distracted by the Goblins, and the Bats are not going to be able to clean up this Baby Dragon. The bowler gets distracted by the Ice Spirit. Mega Minion Graveyard coming in from CMC. Executioner is going to come down. Knight going to come down to defend against the Graveyard. Let's see if Tintu is going to put anything down or if he's going to let the Executioner Knight clean this up.
It looks like it's doing a great job. He has taken maybe 1 skeleton hit that whole time. Knight is a huge health pool that allows him to break. Tintu coming in the left side with his own Graveyard.
Yep, Baby Dragon's going to come down and distract him, but Baby Dragon isn't the best counter against Graveyard, so CMC has to play Goblins to help defend this Graveyard.
And you can see both of them are happy to sit towards 10. One of them will make a graveyard push. The other spends all their elixir defending. Oh, here we got a split push now.
Yeah, defensive poison coming out from Tin2. Tin2 has to stop this Baby Dragon, and it's going to ramp up some damage.
And the bats are getting all over that Mega Minion, but it's not enough. It's just a couple bats there. He didn't put the graveyard with it. They're both back up to 10 elixir. Triple digits on Tin2's left tower. McHugh's 2 very, very healthy towers.
Yeah, Knight, Graveyard on the right-hand side. Goblins to stop the Knight at the bridge.
Oh, wow, the Baby Dragon probably did the wrong thing by killing that skeleton that was headed for the King Tower.
Yeah, if that King Tower was activated, I think that would have been the game right there. But the Knight's going to connect for a few juicy hits on the right-hand side. Poison's going to come down from both players.
He wants to kill the bats. That's the goal there. The one bat survives and is giving the bowler a little bit of trouble, but that tower's so low, it's almost within poison range. What's going to stop the bowler?
Is the Knight going to pull it, the aggro? Is it?
It hits!
Oh, the bowler hit!
And it misses the second one, but it's within poison range, and that is it! McHugh takes it 2-1 over Tin2, giving Tin2 his first loss of the tournament and moving McHugh up to 5-2 as a final record.
Wow. What a play from CMC. This is why he is one of the best. Both of these players
Down 10-2, people probably expected it to be C. McHugh.
Yeah.
So, I mean, really, really well played. Game 3, finally got it out. I'm really surprised that he is playing bowler. We haven't seen a whole lot of it. Obviously, a super beefy tank for Graveyard.
Like the first version of Splash Yard.
Yeah.
Classic.
And Night Witch came out and you kind of saw it go away because it can't deal with the bats, but here, doing work with it.
Yeah, that bowler pushed right through the Knight and hit the tower as well.
2 matches in, 8 left to go. These players still have a lot of room to solidify themselves, but remember, this is the final week. By the end of today, we will know exactly who sits where on this ladder. Right now, Unstoppable is looking really in a tight spot. He's 0-4. He still has 3 games left, so he can potentially pull himself out. And Oxlade posturing himself to potentially be top 2. And remember, these players are playing for a $1 million prize pool. There's so much on the line for these guys, and they have to understand what their potential could be.
I'm kind of sad. Unstoppable, losing that game.
Yeah.
Unstoppable, super stoppable.
He's very, very stoppable.
Gosh, look at that. First place
But-
is $15,000.
Yeah, there's so much money on the line. At least
I
Unstoppable
thought
is.
the round robin was for the 15,000, so I was like,
Oh,
yes.
you like
No.
that?
I already got 50.
And for those of you that don't recognize that voice, we have here the legend himself, the undefeated